Yo, what's going on, guys? The Copy Dog here, back with another Overwatch video. Today is Thursday, playoffs day. I didn't even know it was Thursday. I woke up today thinking it was Wednesday, and I go to work, and then it's like Overwatch game starts in 7 hours or something like that. And I was like, huh? And then it turns out that today's Thursday. So I'm gonna be talking about playoffs because I definitely knew that today was Thursday. So let's just hop right into it. So the 8 teams that made it through, we have the Vancouver Titans as the number 1 seed, the New York Excelsior as the number 2 seed. We have Toronto and Philly tied for number 3. Number 5, we have the Atlanta Reign. 6 was a tie between the Shock and Dynasty, and then 8th place we have the Boston Uprising. Now, the tiemaker matches were already done. San Francisco and Seoul decided to do a match, like an actual match. It wasn't streamed. But San Francisco won that 3-0, not surprised. And then Seoul now has the 7th seed. And then Toronto and Philly decided to do a coin toss to see who gets which seed, which is like, if you think about it, you're either going to be playing San Francisco or Atlanta. And it's like weird because if they were to play a match and if it was after the San Francisco one, you'd think that they'd sandbag in order to play Atlanta. But regardless, Toronto won the coin flip, so I believe that they go against... Yeah, Toronto won the coin flip, and they go against San Francisco Shock. So, first match of the night is going to be the number 2 seed versus the number 7 seed. We have the New York Excelsior versus the Seoul Dynasty. They have already played, I believe, and I think it was a 3-1 or 4-0 in New York's favor. And regardless, like, you have to favor New York regardless because it's like they're such a good team. They're so coordinated. Such like a fun, like, I don't like watching New York compared to like other teams, but like they are just incredible players. So I definitely pick New York to win this one. The next match is going to be tonight as well is the Vancouver Titans versus the Boston Uprising. And I love a good underdog story. I love a good underdog story. I really do, but it's kind of hard to pick Boston against a team like this. This is like kind of the CSGO major when it was Ents versus Astralis. Everyone wanted Ents to win, but Astralis are just the best. I think it's kind of like that here. Vancouver Titans in this match are the best, but I wouldn't be surprised if Boston won this one. I am going to pick Vancouver Titans. Yeah, but they are the better team, so they should be winning this match. Like they should be winning this match, but it should be a good game regardless. The next one is a rematch of probably one of the best matches this stage. It's going to be the Atlanta Reign versus the Philadelphia Fusion, and I'm going to predict Fusion to win. Both Atlanta and Fusion I think are 2 of the worst teams in this bracket, even though they're 2 of the higher seeds. I think it's just because of strength of schedule that they were able to slip in. But regardless, I still think Fusion is going to come out on top. Atlanta haven't been looking really good as of late. They lost 0-4 to Gladiators. They lost to Chengdu Hunters. They didn't barely beat the Outlaws, but it's not like it was a steam wash like it should have been. But again, at the same point, Fusion lost to Florida Mayhem, right? The Florida Mayhem. Even though they didn't have Boombox, you still shouldn't lose that. But, yeah, I'm going to be picking Fusion to win this match. But I hope Atlanta wins it. Then the final match of that day is San Francisco versus Toronto Defiant. I like Toronto Defiant, right? They're really, that's an underdog story for sure. But, San Francisco, I think, are so good. And San Francisco have probably had the hardest schedule. Like, one of the hardest schedules. And they made it in. Like, that shows. Like, they went against New York, Vancouver, Gladiators, some other good teams, and they're still able to make it. It's like, it's impressive. And it's not like the games have been whitewashes. Every single game they've played has been like to the wire. Even the New York one, which was 0-4, that was an incredible game. Like, San Francisco just tweaks a couple more things and they win that series 4-0. So I am going to pick San Francisco's Shock to win this one. And then the way it works is the bracket gets reseeded, so the highest seed always goes against the lowest seed. So the next match is either going to be New York versus Fusion, or it's going to be Vancouver versus Shock. Now, I would love to see Shock get their revenge on the Titans, but I think the Titans are going to win this one. It's a best of 7, so they have to win 4 matches, which is cool. It's a longer game, but I'm gonna have to predict Titans to win this one. And then Fusion versus New York. I have not been impressed by Fusion at all. Even though they have a 5-2 record, I think if they went against any harder teams, they wouldn't be in the playoffs, right? And a team like Dallas Fuel or Guangzhou or Gladiators or frickin' any other team that like actually played good would be making it in, right? So I haven't been impressed by Fusion at all. So I'm gonna pick New York to win this one. And then the final, which is what everyone wants to see, is New York versus Titans. Or New York versus Vancouver, if I'm doing city names. This is going to be a really, really good series in my eyes. You have one play style in the Vancouver Titans, which is super aggressive, super calculated, yes, but super, super aggressive and unpredictable. And then you have a team like New York, which is super defensive, that 100% of the time basically capitalizes on any mistake that their enemy team makes. So, honestly, I think the X factor in this series is gonna have to be Bumper, because he's been really consistently inconsistent. Like, he's a fun player to watch, but he does like some of the stupidest things, and it works, right? But this is against New York, and I don't think besides the Shock, I don't think they've got, or the Charge as well, I don't think they've gone against an opponent like New York. So I'm going to have to pick New York to win stage 1. But I won't be surprised if any of the other 7 teams win, because like this is like such a close season compared to last one, where New York was clearly the top one, right? Then it was everyone below it. I think everyone can beat anyone on any day right now, especially in a GOATS meta. So I won't be surprised if Boston or Seoul win. I won't be surprised if Atlanta win. I won't be surprised if anyone wins. But if you look at the bracket and just look at the teams in general, New York has had the most success, and that's why they're going to be taking stage 1. So thank you so much for watching. I will be doing an updated power rankings as soon as playoffs are over. And I'll be covering roster moves and what my opinions on them and stuff. I've already covered the ARC one. If you want to watch that, it's in the link in the description. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.